course here, TCC Online. And today we continue in our series, Bleak, Better, and Best. And today is part 4. We pick it up in the book of 2 Kings, the 20th chapter, in verse 4. Hezekiah has prayed, and we covered that. His heart is right. He's been truthful with God. He asked God to remember. He came, he pleaded his case, even though things were bleak because the prophet Isaiah had a "thus says the Lord" saying, "You're going to die." All right, verse 4. And it came to pass, before Isaiah was gone out into the middle court, that the word of the Lord came to him, saying, "Turn again, go back into the room, and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, thus says the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer. I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. On the 3rd day thou shalt go up into the house of the Lord." Okay, we go from bleak to better. All right, and how did things get better? It is simply this: thus says the Lord. Hezekiah got a word from God. Okay, think about this for a moment. You got something going on in your life. You need God to move. You go to church on a Sunday morning, and the very thing that you're dealing with, situation going on, the pastor talks about it. You get a word from God in the sermon at your local church from your pastor. And suddenly you went into church bleak, but now it's, hey, let's go to the celebration hall, get something to eat. You feeling better now? Yeah, I'm feeling much, better. Why? Because I got a word from God. Are you hearing me? A word from God like this, it brings forth a better situation for your mental state, your emotional state, spiritually now where things were bleak. You got hope, you got faith. Man, I went to church, God orchestrated it. The pastor had no idea what I was going through. Yet his sermon, it was though the other 500 people there, they weren't even there. It was just for me. Okay, this is not a fluke. I feel better now because I got a word from God. This is exactly what happened with Hezekiah. God heard his prayer. I feel better now. God has given me a word. I'm doing better now. Okay, Christians, are you hearing me? So many times people that are in Christians in this tough situation, they just want, blam, it's over. But lots of times, and I would say even more times than not, instead of the instant, okay, there's the stage of what I call, it's now better. All right, I'm in a tough situation, but now things have gotten what? Better. Okay, and this is what happens to Hezekiah, and this is the situation that I want you to understand, that many times God will go with a Christian from bleak, it's rough, it's a bad situation, to, all right, things have gotten better. Okay, I'm no longer where I was 2 weeks ago. I'm now doing better. Well, do you have the full manifestation? No, I don't have the full manifestation yet, but I see what God is doing. I've gotten a word from God. God has confirmed certain things. I see that God is taking steps to answering my prayer fully and in totality. Okay, so things have gotten better. I went from dark and now the sun is rising. Okay, and recognize that about God. Even Jesus himself, bleak, cross, dead, dark sky. And 5 minutes later, he didn't rise. Okay? It wasn't 5 minutes later. It wasn't one day later. Okay? It took what? 3 days. Okay, so God moves like this. And now Hezekiah has gotten better because he's heard from the Lord. Thus says the Lord, makes things better when you're coming out of a tough, bleak situation. Okay, be blessed, and we'll see you next time.